Good morning, class. This week in English, we are learning about prefixes. So, before we begin this lesson, if you have not already done so, you need to grab either note cards and a pencil, or you need to grab a piece of paper and make a chart on it, just like this. During this video, you're going to be pausing and writing down the prefix, the meaning, and an example of a word that uses that prefix. So pause the video, get whatever supplies you need, and then come back and press play when you're ready. Okay, so let's start off with our first prefix. Our first prefix is anti. Anti means against. Something we've heard about a lot is antibacterial. Antibacterial soaps, antibacterial lotions, gels. So that means that it is working against the bacteria. It's going to kill the bacteria. Another example word is antifreeze. You might hear mom or dad talk about putting antifreeze in their car, and that's going to work against the fluids in their car freezing in the cold weather. Again, make sure you pause in between each of these to write them down. Your next prefix is dis. Dis can mean the opposite of, or it can mean not. For example, discomfort is the opposite of comfort, but dislike means that you do not like something. I dislike pickles. I do not like pickles. The next word is ill. Ill can mean not, or it can mean opposite. I wanted to use this term because we used it in our guided reading book a few weeks ago. Illegal. We talked about how if something is illegal, it is not legal. Okay? Or it's the opposite of legal. It means it's against the law. M. The prefix M can mean not, or it can mean into. So impossible means something is not possible. Import means that something is going to go into a port. So if you import something from another country, it's going to leave that country and it's going to come into our port. N. The prefix N can mean in, into, or not. For example, inactive. If you are inactive, you are not active. Okay? If something is inaccurate, it is not accurate. Micro. The prefix micro means small. For example, a microscope. A microscope is a tool that scientists use to see very small things. You might hear those things being called microscopic, just to demonstrate how small they are. Your next prefix is mid. The prefix mid means middle. For example, midterm. Midterm means it's the middle of the term. In our math, we do a mid-chapter checkpoint quiz. Mid-chapter means we're in the middle of the chapter. Midnight means you're in the middle of the night. Miss. The prefix miss means wrongly, or it can mean badly. Misunderstood. That can mean that you were badly understood or you were wrongly understood. Okay? Misplaced. That means that you were something was badly placed, so it was lost. Non. The prefix non means not. Non-stop. If something is going non-stop, it is not stopping. Non-existent. If something is non-existent, it does not exist. Over. The prefix over means too much. We read about this in the Princess Prefix book the other day. Overuse means something is used too much. Overload means something was loaded too much. So overuse, if something is used too much, maybe you have a favorite toy and you love it so much that you use it too much and it stops working. Or maybe you overload the washing machine and then your clothes don't get clean because you put too much in there. Post. The prefix post means after or behind. Postscript. Now, you've probably never heard this word, but if you've ever written a note or a letter or read a note or a letter and seen the letters PS at the bottom, PS stands for postscript. Postscript means that it's a note after the script of the letter. Okay? So it's written after the letter is done. Post-war means it's something that happened after the war. Pre. The prefix pre means before. For example, preview. When you go to the movies, you see the previews at the beginning of the movie. These are previews. They are clips shown before the movie comes out. Okay, so that means you get to view clips of a movie before it comes out. Pretest. Back when you were in school, you would do a spelling pretest on Monday. That's a test given to you before you've learned the words. Re. The prefix re means again or back. Okay, so if your teacher asks you to rewrite something, they want you to write it again. If you have to return something to someone or a store, you're going to turn it back in. Semi. Semi means half. A semicircle or semicircle is half of a circle. Sub. The prefix sub means under. I'm sure you've heard of a submarine. A submarine travels under the marine or under the water. Subway. A subway travels underground. Un. The prefix un means not or opposite. For example, unsafe. If you feel unsafe, you feel the opposite of safe. Or you could say you don't feel safe. Unlock. If you unlock a door, it is now the opposite of locked. Uni. Uni means one. For example, unicycle. A unicycle has one wheel. We talked about this yesterday. A unicorn has one horn. Bi. The prefix bi means two. For example, bicycle. A bicycle has two wheels. Binoculars. Binoculars have two lenses. To move my paper up. All right, we have two more. Tri. The prefix tri means three. For example, a tricycle has three wheels. A triangle has three angles and also three sides. Lastly, we have Hemi. Hemi means half, just like the word semi. Hemi means half. A hemisphere is half of a sphere. So the Earth, the globe, is divided into two hemispheres because one is the top half of the sphere and the other is the bottom half of the sphere. All right. I hope you got all these written down. If not, rewind, pause the video, and get all these written down in your notes.